Employee relations theories. Employee relations theories are frameworks that explain how relationships between employers and employees are structured, perceived, and managed. Every organization must manage its internal relationships. Employee relations theories offer insights into how employees and employers interact, why conflicts arise, and how cooperation can be fostered. They provide HR professionals with the tools to understand motivation, power dynamics, workplace harmony, and conflict resolution. HR managers use these theories to build strategies that ensure a productive and positive work environment. These theories are essential in guiding policies for communication, negotiation, engagement, and compliance. Whether managing a factory floor or a remote tech team, these theories influence decisions about leadership style, union involvement, performance management, and company culture. Unitarist theory sees the organization as a single entity with one central authority and shared goals. It emphasizes loyalty, commitment, and teamwork. The unitarist perspective is often reflected in organizations with a strong top-down structure. Conflict is viewed as abnormal and caused by miscommunication or individual deviance, and trade unions are often seen as unnecessary. The assumption is that employees and employers work toward the same objectives. So, any conflict is seen as a disruption rather than a natural part of workplace dynamics. HR is expected to promote strong culture, clear communication, and alignment of interests between management and staff. HR under this model focuses heavily on team-building activities, internal branding, staff engagement surveys, and transparent communication to keep everyone aligned. Pluralist theory recognizes multiple interest groups within an organization. Management and employees may have different goals, and conflict is considered inevitable but manageable. In pluralist organizations, power is distributed, and conflict is managed rather than suppressed. Trade unions are accepted as legitimate representatives of employee interests. Industries like manufacturing, government, and education often adopt this model where unions play a strong role. HR acts as a negotiator and facilitator, supporting collective bargaining, dispute resolution, and policy enforcement. HR must ensure fair representation, facilitate joint decision-making, and maintain constructive relationships with labor bodies. Grievance redressal systems, workplace councils, and employee advocacy programs are commonly found in such setups. Marxist or radical theory is derived from Karl Marx's philosophy. This theory views the employment relationship as inherently exploitative. It emphasizes the unequal distribution of power and wealth, with employers benefiting from workers' labor while maintaining control. The radical view is more critical of traditional business structures. It is often referenced in labor studies and union activism. HR is seen as an extension of managerial authority used to protect company interests. It enforces the rules set by capital owners. For example, wage stagnation, job insecurity, and exploitative working conditions are seen as systemic outcomes. Conflict is expected and is often resolved through collective struggle. In workplaces influenced by this model, you might find strong unionization, strikes, and political bargaining aimed at redistributing power and creating more democratic work environments. Psychological contract theory focuses on the implicit, unwritten expectations between employees and employers, such as respect, career development, job security, and fair treatment. The best example is a candidate who was promised growth opportunities during hiring, but later finds no mentorship or internal promotions after joining the organization. When these expectations are unmet, it leads to emotional disengagement, reduced performance, or resignation, even if formal contracts are intact. This disconnect may not breach a legal contract, but it violates the psychological one. The theory highlights how trust and perception affect employee behavior. HR must work to maintain a sense of fairness, trust, and open communication. HR's job is to manage expectations through consistent communication, realistic onboarding, regular feedback, and genuine recognition. When employees feel their contributions matter and promises are kept, engagement thrives. Transactional employee relations are rule-based and short-term, focusing on compliance and contracts. A call center enforcing strict schedules and metrics reflects a transactional approach. In contrast, relational approaches emphasize long-term commitment, emotional investment, and mutual development. A company offering career coaching, mental health support, and personalized training is relational in its philosophy. HR strategies differ depending on whether the organization values task completion or holistic employee well-being. HR must choose the right blend based on the industry, workforce type, and organizational culture. Often, a hybrid approach balances efficiency and employee satisfaction. To summarize, employee relations theories form the backbone of how organizations understand and manage interactions between employers and employees. These theories help HR professionals design fair, productive, and motivating workplaces by offering different perspectives on power, conflict, and cooperation. Unitarist theory views the organization as a unified team with shared goals, emphasizing harmony and discouraging trade unions. Pluralist theory accepts that different interest groups exist within a company, legitimizing trade unions and encouraging structured negotiation. Marxist theory sees the workplace as a site of conflict due to systemic power imbalances, focusing on the protection of labor rights through collective action. Psychological contract theory highlights the informal expectations between employer and employee, such as trust, fairness, and personal development. Transactional versus relational approaches distinguish between short-term compliance-focused relationships and long-term people-oriented ones. Together, these theories guide HR strategies in everything from policymaking to conflict resolution and employee engagement, helping organizations tailor their approach to suit their workforce and values.